Distinguished guests, good morning. I'm Lieutenant Commander Ben Stock and I'm the Executive Officer of the Royal Australian Navy Recruit School. On behalf of the Commanding Officer, Commander Cindy Jenkins, welcome to the graduation of General Entry 378, Rogers Division. The Royal Australian Navy Recruit School, as it now stands, is an integral part of HMAS Cerberus for the last 94 years. During the height of World War II, the demand for sailors was high, and recruits were passing through the recruit school at a rate of 400 a month. Today, fortunately, the demand is lower, graduating typically 140 recruits per month. Today's graduating class consists of 123 recruits and is the 8th Rogers Division to pass through the gates of recruit school. Each division's name is derived from an esteemed past member of the Royal Australian Navy. Rogers Division was named after Chief Petty Officer Jonathan Rogers, GC, DSM. Jonathan Rogers was born in Wales and joined the Royal Navy at the age of 18. Rogers was a solid young man, being 173 centimetres tall and quite heavily set. As a young sailor, Buck, as he was affectionately known, spent most of World War II at sea in coastal vessels. Promoted to Petty Officer in 1943, Buck was awarded the Distinguished Service Medal for his coolness and leadership under enemy fire during action at Dunkirk on the night of 23 May 1944. Rogers discharged from the Royal Navy in January 1946. 4 years later, Rogers applied to join the Royal Australian Navy, where he was accepted and with wife and 4 children immigrated to Australia. Petty Officer Rogers served in the aircraft carrier HMAS Sydney, the frigate Burdekin and destroyer Tobruk. After promotion to Chief Petty Officer in 1956, his postings included HMAS ships Junee, Anzac, Warramunga and Barcoo, with postings to shore establishments of HMAS Cerberus and Rushcutter in Sydney. In January 1963, Buck Rogers joined the destroyer HMAS Voyager. As a coxswain, Roger was the senior sailor on board and responsible for the good order and discipline of the ship's company. On 10th of February 1964, Rogers took part in exercises with the aircraft carrier HMAS Melbourne off the south coast of New South Wales. That evening, Rogers presided over a game of tombola being played by about 60 men in the ship's forward cafeteria. At 8:56 p.m, 20 nautical miles southeast of Jervis Bay, Voyager collided with HMAS Melbourne and was cut in two. Voyager's severed forward section immediately heeled sharply and approximately 5 minutes later turned upside down. Water began pouring in the cafeteria and within another 5 minutes it sunk. Sailors who escaped from the cafeteria told how Buck Rogers, making no attempt to save himself, took charge of the situation. Rogers calmed terrified shipmates, attempted to control the flooding, tried to free a jammed escape hatch with a length of pipe and spanner, and organised men to move into other compartments with functioning emergency exits. All the while, he knew that he was probably too large to fit through the escape hatch himself. When it was obvious that some of his shipmates could not get out in time, he led them in prayer and a hymn, encouraging them to meet death beside him with dignity and honour. Chief Rogers was one of the 82 men who died in that tragic collision, and he was posthumously awarded the George Cross, the award for acts of greatest heroism and the most conspicuous courage in circumstances of extreme danger. Chief Rogers' heroism and remarkable leadership is remembered by the graduating class today. Today's ceremony will consist of the arrival of the reviewing officer, inspection of the division, speeches and march past of the division. Rogers Division has spent the last 11 weeks being inducted into the Royal Australian Navy. They've undertaken a variety of activities that have challenged them and taught them to embrace the Navy values of honour, honesty, courage, integrity and loyalty. They've learned how to work as a team and how to support each other. They've learned how to march, how to safely handle a weapon, how to fight fires and how to survive at sea. They've improved their resilience, mental and physical fitness and have achieved things that they never thought they could. But above all, they have proved to themselves that they've got what it takes to be a sailor in the Royal Australian Navy. They arrived as recruits, and today they graduate as professional sailors. Distinguished guests, I present to you GE 378 Rogers Division. Parade Commander.
Centre, dress. Division, form 2, right. Division, open order, march. Division, centre, dress. Division, general salute, present, arms. Division, ho! Show the Australian white ensign. Aye, man. Then, ready. Division, general salute, present, arms. Division, Form 3, ranks. Division, by the centre, dress. Division, eyes, front. Division, stand at ease. Stand at ease. Division, ho! And ho!
Hooray! Off! Test! Hooray! Stand at ease!
Division, stand at ease.
Good morning, Rogers Division. During your 11 weeks here at the Royal Australian Navy Recruit School, you have heard on countless occasions the importance of meeting the standard required, whether that was for fitness, lockers or kit musters. A standard is simply a level or quality of attainment. And during your time here at Recruit School, you as a division have learned and practiced those standards. When tested, you have experienced the satisfaction and rewards of meeting the standards and the disappointment of when you fell short of them. Standards are important keys to keeping us on track to reach our goals. And your goal was to be standing here today, graduating. A standard is also a military or ceremonial flag carried on a pole or hoisted on a rope, such as the white ensign of our Navy. Whether in peacetime or in battle, this standard or flag proudly identifies who we are and who we represent. This morning I would like to suggest to you that each one of you is now and will continue to be a living, breathing standard, going forward, upholding and flying the flag of Navy identity and values. As you continue on your journey to category training and join the ranks of those who have gone before you, I encourage you to continue to embrace proudly and embody intentionally the standard and identity of Royal Australian Navy sailors. With this in mind, let me pray for you as you graduate. Father, Son and Spirit, thank you for Rogers Division and the transformation that has taken place in them over this last 11 weeks, and that they have achieved the standard required for them to graduate today. Going forward, I pray that they may continue to remember who they are and who they represent, and bear faithfully their Navy identity, just as surely as each of our ships and establishments proudly flies our white ensign. Send them on their way today with a fair wind and a following sea. Amen.
Hooray! Ho!
Division, ho! And ho! Division, by the Centre, dress. Division, eyes, front.
Parade! On, touch! Parade! Stand at 8!
Division, stand at 8. Man, stand at 8.
Reviewing Officer, Commanding Officer HMAS Cerberus, Captain Michael Oborn, CSM REN, members of HMAS Cerberus. Good morning, Rogers Division. It is fantastic to see you all on parade looking resplendent in your ceremonial uniforms as we mark the culmination of 11 weeks of training and your transition to sailors of the Royal Australian Navy. An occasion that even as recently as yesterday we weren't sure we'd get to celebrate. A graduation parade is a significant moment in every sailor's career and one I know that you'll never forget. I'm incredibly proud to be your commanding officer today. Before I continue, I would like to acknowledge the Boon Wurrung people who are the traditional custodians of this land. We also pay respect to the elders, both past and present, of the Kulin Nation and other Indigenous Australians present. While not with us today, I must recognise and thank the families and friends of the Recruit School staff. We who serve here are fortunate to know that our work, though demanding, makes a difference to the future success of the Navy and starts our newest sailors on the right path to a rewarding, enjoyable and successful career. No matter what we do in the Navy, we often work long hours, face unusual challenges and spend a lot of time away from home. Without the support, patience and understanding of those closest to us, we would not be able to do our important work. So even though they're not here to celebrate with us today, pausing to thank our families is always important. The Royal Australian Navy Recruit School had its beginnings in 1912 when the clipper ship Sobraon was commissioned as the boys' training ship Tingira in Sydney. Recruits for the Royal Australian Navy were trained exclusively on board Tingira until 1925 when a recruit school was established here at the Flinders Naval Depot, now known as HMAS Cerberus. The purpose of Recruit School today is to induct men and women into the Royal Australian Navy, to enable them to think for themselves, to work with each other, and to have the knowledge and skills necessary to conduct basic duties within the fleet. Although the training has evolved, the qualities of the fine people who aspire to be professional sailors in the Royal Australian Navy have remained constant for over a century. The class of General Entry 378 joined the Navy on the 13th of January 2020. We saw them arrive on that first day. We observed their first eager steps and have overseen their considerable progress since then. The recruits have met our expectations for fitness, learning, discipline, teamwork and attitude. We know that all of you standing here today have met the standards necessary to become sailors in the Royal Australian Navy. So we are very proud to see each and every one of you on parade. This, to paraphrase a quote from Winston Churchill, is not the end of your training to serve at sea. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is certainly the end of the beginning. And it is fitting that we recognise this important point in each of your careers. Also, to see the graduates on parade is the reviewing officer, Captain Michael Oborn, CSM RAN, Commanding Officer, HMAS Cerberus. Captain Oborn was born in Queensland in 1973 and grew up in Gladstone. He joined the RAN through the Australian Defence Force Academy in 1991, where he read a Bachelor of Science. On completion, he trained as a maritime warfare officer, serving in HMAS ships Torrens, Swan and Labuan, before attaining his Bridge Warfare Certificate in HMAS Darwin in 1996. In 1997, Lieutenant Oborn completed the Mine Warfare and Clearance Diving Officers course, subsequently undertaking postings at Australian Clearance Diving Team 1, HMAS Huon, and then as Executive Officer of Australian Clearance Diving Team 4. As a Lieutenant Commander, he commanded HMAS Botano in 2004 and 2005, a landing craft heavy based in Darwin, and was Executive Officer of HMAS Canimbla in 2006 to 2008. He completed the United Kingdom Advanced Command and Staff course and read his Master of Arts from King's College London before undertaking a posting with the United Kingdom's Amphibious Task Group. Promoted to Commander on return to Australia in January 2011, he was appointed at Executive Officer HMAS Cerberus in December 2011. Commander Oborne served 3 years at Cerberus before a deployment to Afghanistan and then returned to sea to command HMAS Sirius. He was recognised for his meritorious service to Cerberus in the 2014 Australia Day Honours with the award of a Conspicuous Service Medal. He was promoted to Captain in August 2018 and appointed as Commanding Officer HMAS Cerberus. I welcome to you to Recruit School, sir, and I now invite you to address the parade.
Division, ho! And ho! Division, by the centre, dress. Division, eyes front. Division, stand at A. And stand at A.
Commander Cindy Jenkins, Commanding Officer, RAN Recruit School, thank you for that welcome. Other training force leaders, Captain Ryan, and other members of Recruit School instructors and staff, and of course, the recruits of General Entry 378 Rogers Division. Good morning. What a wonderful service morning it is today. While it is an absolute privilege and honour for me to be your reviewing officer today, I also bring the apologies and disappointment of the 2 other reviewing officers who are not in a position to travel to your graduation today. Commodore Huxtable, the Commander, Training Force, and Commodore York, the Senior Naval Officer Victoria, both send their congratulations to you all and their best wishes to you all on this day, your graduation day. Recruits, 11 weeks ago when most of you joined the Navy and came in through the front gates of this fine establishment, HMAS Service, you could never have imagined what was in store for you. Whether from a training perspective or from a worldly perspective, you have indeed had an incredible 11 weeks. At that point, Victoria, and indeed Australia, was still dealing with the bushfire crisis in January and February. And then since then, the entire world has changed with the coronavirus pandemic. And I would say not even your all-knowing recruit instructors could have known what was in store at that point. They would tell you that they probably did. Regardless of the challenges that we are all living with right now through the pandemic, today will live long in your memories. As members of General Entry 378 Rogers Division, today is your day. Today marks the end of the recruit training phase of your service in the Navy. It is the day that you are formally recognised as members of the Royal Australian Navy and the Australian Defence Force. It is the day that I know you have been looking forward to for the past 11 weeks. Sadly, your families and friends cannot be with us today. But my job was to observe you today, and I know that they would be intensely proud to see the men and women that you have become, standing on this parade ground, heads up, shoulders back, and wearing the ceremonial uniform of a sailor in the Royal Australian Navy. When you do finally see your families, I am sure they will marvel at the changes that have occurred during the 11 weeks of intensive training here at Recruit School. And although they cannot be with us, I would like to acknowledge your families for their support and encouragement as you have navigated your way through the early stages of a new career in a very new and different environment. Your personal transition and the transformations that have occurred in the past few months are due to the diligence and the guidance and professionalism of the staff of the Recruit School, and particularly, in your case, the staff of Rogers Division. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for their hard work, commitment and dedication to their very, very important duties. But back to you recruits. By successfully completing recruit training, you have reached the first waypoint in your naval career. You have developed a greater level of self-discipline, and you now understand the importance of teamwork, particularly as it relates to our work at sea and ashore in the Navy. As the CEO said earlier, you have demonstrated to your instructors and to each other that you are ready to take the next step, to accept the obligations and responsibilities that come with being a member of the Royal Australian Navy. Your learning does not stop here. This is just the beginning, again, as your CEO highlighted. To succeed in our Navy, you must continue the learning journey that began 11 weeks ago. And just like me, and like the other staff here today, you should never stop learning throughout your naval careers. Learn from your mates, learn from other junior sailors, learn from senior sailors, warrant officers and officers, and learn from your mentors. They will all teach you valuable lessons about our unique profession. Recruits, graduates, today I will leave you with 4 key messages. The first and foremost, you must live by your Navy values. My values, our values, your values, you must live by these values on duty and off duty, in uniform and out of it, on board and ashore. Every Australian expects you to abide by these values. Secondly, you must do your best no matter what the task. The work we do in Navy, at sea and ashore is rarely easy, often demanding and potentially dangerous. You will be well trained and well prepared to meet these challenges, but to achieve success in any mission, you need your shipmates to do their best, and they will rely upon you to do likewise. So, do your best in everything you do to make Navy proud and make Australia proud. Thirdly, enjoy yourselves. You have just begun the journey of a lifetime. You will have experiences in the Navy that you never dreamed of. You will learn new things about yourself every day, and in no time you will have the privilege of leading other sailors. And from my experience, this is the most fulfilling aspect of our work. With a positive attitude, you can make the best out of any situation, grow as a person, and be personally fulfilled. And lastly, the fourth, be proud of what you do, as we today are proud of you. The Royal Australian Navy has provided over 100 years of loyal service to this country. Our Navy is highly regarded internationally for its professionalism, effectiveness, and reliability. Today, you become a custodian of a reputation that has been hard and sometimes painfully earned. Today, you stop being a recruit and you become a sailor. Today, you become part of our Navy's history and its future. No matter how long you serve in the Navy, our Navy, your Navy, no matter what you do in the future, when somebody asks you what you did in your life, you will be able to proudly declare, I have served in the Royal Australian Navy. So before you graduate, you will commit to the Navy values before your shipmates, your recruit school staff, the other Cerberus staff attending today, and me. Repeat after me. Honour. Honour. Honesty. Honesty. Courage. Courage. Integrity. Integrity. Loyalty. Loyalty. Recruits, now that you have committed to these values, you must uphold them throughout your career in our Navy. Your commitment to them does not end each day when you take off your uniform. As I said before, you must live by these values on duty and off duty, in uniform and out of it, on board and ashore. Your shipmates, your Navy and your nation expect nothing less. GE 378, Rogers Division, from what I have seen today, you will meet this expectation. Bravo Zulu, and welcome aboard.
Position, ho! And ho! Division, by the centre, dress.
Inspection complete, sir. Permission to carry on with the march past.
Very good. Carry on with march past.
Aye, sir.
Division, move to the left in threes. Left, turn. Man, ready. Division will march past. By the left, square. will advance in review order. By the centre, quick. Division, ho!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem.
And ready. Division, general salute, present, arms. Division, ho! Division, by the centre, dress.
March past complete, sir. Permission to retire the division.
Very good, retire.
Aye, sir.
And ready. Division, general salute, present, arms. Division, ho! Division, ho! And ho! Division, move to the left in threes. Left, turn. And ready. Division will retire. By
good afternoon, and a special warm welcome to those joining us online. Shortly, the graduating members of General Entry 378 will march onto the parade ground in their classes to receive their certificates for successfully completing a challenging 11 weeks of the General Service Duties Recruit course. Before they do, there are some individuals who are to be recognised for their outstanding performances throughout the course of their training as part of GE 378. These awards will be presented by Commanding Officer of Recruit School, Commander Sydney Jenkins, RAN. I would like to acknowledge Commander Jenkins for her tireless efforts during these extremely challenging times in keeping our members safe and ensuring that these fine men and women are able to march out on graduation today. The first award is the Tingara Top Shot Trophy, awarded to the best shot of the intake. The Top Shot Trophy for GE 378 goes to Recruit Electronics Technician Submariner, Alexia Sanchez. Recruit Sanchez is 28 years of age and joined the Navy from Perth, Western Australia. He achieved an incredible score of 45 out of 45 during the conduct of basic style rifle training. This award is presented to Recruit Sanchez on behalf of the Tingara Association. The next award, the Sportsperson of the Intake Award, will be presented by Commander Jenkins and leading seaman physical training instructor, Jake Hick. The award goes to Recruit Gap Year, Dominic Podlahar. Recruit Podlahar is 18 years of age and joined the Navy from Perth, Western Australia. This award recognises the recruit who has demonstrated the highest level of achievement during physical training. This recruit is a highly capable and enthusiastic individual who has excelled in all physical pursuits. The Certificate of Academic Excellence is awarded to the Academic Ducks of GE 378. That award goes to Recruit Hydrographic Systems Operator, Chelsea Stein. Unfortunately, Recruit Stein is unable to accept the award at present. Recruit Stein joined the Navy from Albury, New South Wales. The Warrant Officer of the Navy Excellence Award is presented to a recruit to recognise their efforts in living by Navy's signature behaviours and Navy's values. The Warrant Officer of the Navy Excellence Award for GE 378 is presented to Recruit Maritime Logistics Support, Trienza Fritz. Recruit Fritz is 24 years of age and joined the Navy from Melbourne, Victoria. During her time in training, Recruit Fritz impressed staff with her positive attitude and manner in which she approached all her training. following award is presented to the recruit that demonstrated leadership potential. This award is aptly named the Chief Petty Officer Jonathan Buck Rogers Leadership Award. This award goes to recruit bosun's mate Benjamin Kirk. Recruit Kirk is 29 years of age and joined the Navy from Melbourne, Victoria. Recruit Kirk has consistently demonstrated strength of character, sense of duty, enthusiasm, a professional attitude, and willingness to take responsibility. These qualities clearly illustrate leadership potential and is a deserving winner of this award. This award is presented by Commanding Officer Recruit School on behalf of the Voyager Survivors Association. The final award is the Recruit of the Intake. The award for General Entry 378 goes to Recruit Marine Technician Callum Hagley. Recruit Hagley is 26 years old and joined the Navy from Brisbane, Queensland. Recruit Hagley impressed staff through his exemplary performance and outstanding attitude during training. He was noted by his instructors for his consistent performance throughout the division, where he showed teamwork, initiative, and leadership in all aspects of training. He consistently demonstrated a positive attitude, actively engaging in all components to the best of his abilities. During his time at Recruit School, Recruit Hagley has continually upheld the Navy's values, signature behaviours, and will make an enormous contribution to any ship or establishment in which he may later serve. That concludes the individual awards for GE 378. The classes will now march onto the program to be presented with their graduation certificates. Rogers Division has spent the last 11 weeks being inducted into the Royal Australian Navy. They have undertaken a variety of activities that have challenged them and taught them to embrace the Navy values of honour, honesty, courage, integrity and loyalty. They have learned to work as a team and how to support each other. They have learned how to march, how to safely handle a weapon, how to fight fires, and how to survive at sea. They have improved their resilience, mental and physical fitness, and achieved the things that they never thought they could. But above all, they have proved to themselves that they've got what it takes to be a sailor in the Royal Australian Navy. They arrived as recruits, and today they graduate as professional sailors. Families and friends, I present to you General Entry 378, Rogers Division.
Action! Sergeant class!
Vertigan class will be led onto the parade ground by their instructor, Lead and Seaman Electronics Technician Alan Rodnine.
Vertican, halt. Into line left, turn. By the right, dress. Eyes front. Move to the right in threes. Right, turn. By left. Quick, march.
Left on, Anzac cross. Aye, men. Anzac, ho. On the left, whip, march.
Anzac class is led onto the parade ground by their instructor, leading seaman Maritime Logistics Supply Chain, Stephanie Norris.
Left wheel. Anzac, ho! Interline, left, turn. By the right, dress. Eyes, front. Anzac, move to the right in threes, right, turn. By the left, whip, march. Left side to Brook, cross. Left wheel. Right wheel.
Tobruk class is led onto the parade ground by their instructor, leading seaman bosun's mate Ash Sartor.
Left wheel. Brook, halt. Interline, left turn. By the right, dress. Hawk, move to the right in threes, right, turn. Quick march. Action! Baku class! Baku, on the right, quick march.
Baku class is led onto the parade by their recruit instructor, leading seaman boatswain's mate, Ryan Atwood.
Baku, halt! Baku, into line, left, turn. Baku, by the right, dress. Baku, eyes, front. Who are we? Baku! What do we do? Clear the way! Move to the right in threes, right, turn. By the left, quick, march.
Action! Voyager class!
All right there. Voyager, all right, quick, march.
Voyager class is led onto the parade ground by their recruit instructor, leading seaman maritime personnel operator, Jordan Manning.
Let's move. Voyage class, halt! Into line, left, turn. For the right, dress. Eyes front.
Voyager, move to the right in threes. Right, turn. By the left, quick, march.
March on, Tinker Outlaws!
Aye, aye, there. Here, class. On the right. Quick. March.
Tingira class, who is the GE378 class of the intake, is marched onto the parade by leading seaman electronics technician Chris Adams.
Dear class, halt. Into line. Left, turn. Right, dress. Eyes front. Move to the right in threes. Right, turn. By the left, quick, march. Halt. Voyager, halt. Vertican, halt.
Division! Into line, left, turn! Division! Line center, rest! Division! Eyes, left! Division! Standard, ace!
G378 Rogers Division, you are reminded that before you are dismissed for the final time as recruits, to maintain your social distancing. Craig Martin.
Division! Ho! Rogers Division! For the final time as recruits! Dismiss!
Congratulations on being the newest sailors in the Royal Australian Navy. I know not quite what we were expecting 11 weeks ago when you started in terms of the actual parade format today, but I think you'll all agree it doesn't matter what you're doing when you're standing in this uniform, it feels like a pretty proud occasion. The next few weeks, as Captain Oborne indicated this morning in his speech, and in fact probably the next few months, are going to continue to present challenges to all of you and to all of us as we work out what happens nationally and internationally. The ADF has been asked to provide support to the civilian community as we repatriate a number of personnel from all over the country into isolation whilst they wait for their 14 days, and there are a bunch of other tasks that the ADF has been asked to assist. For you guys, the next few weeks is reasonably well known insofar as you'll head to the next part of your training and you'll continue to train in your categories to become rated sailors in the RAN. As with everything though, this is a particularly challenging time for our nation, and that may change. Whatever happens over the next few weeks, few months, keep smiling, wear your uniform proudly, and continue to remember what an important and special day today was. The video from this morning will be released in due course. I don't know when that will be, but obviously the live stream went out to your families and friends this afternoon. Similarly, we took some photos of the awards and photos of the presentation, so they will also be uploaded to Facebook.
My name's Holly and I'm from the Gold Coast. My favourite part about recruit school was making friends and meeting people.
I'm recruit Samuel Ellis Jager. I'm from Melbourne and I just finished recruit school here at HMAS Cerberus, and I must say my favourite part was doing the sea phase on MV Sycamore in our week 9 of training.
I'm recruit Jackson King from Brisbane. Going into MT, you've got to say the favourite part was the MRE mud run.
I'm Louisa, I'm from Cairns, and just what I loved about recruit school is just meeting new people and getting along with others. Yeah.
My name is Raina Ilu. My biggest highlight of recruit school was probably challenging myself and meeting new people. Yeah.
My name's Caleb. I'm from a town in Queensland called Toowoomba, and my favourite part of training was definitely sea phase.
My name's Ben, I'm from Gold Coast. Favourite part was probably MRE.
My name's Angel, I'm from Tamworth. My favourite part was making new friends.
My name is Sellers. I'm from New South Wales, and my favourite part of recruit school was communal living.
Yeah. I recruit Skimmings. Well, not recruit anymore actually. Skimmings. I'm from Cairns, Queensland, and the best part of recruit school was definitely meeting a whole lot of people. That was the best part. And had the best leader.
Yes.
My name's Taylor Vans. I'm from Bundaberg in Queensland, and my favourite part of recruit school was probably MRE.
Hi, I'm recruit Alexius Sanchez. I'm from Perth, Western Australia, and my favourite part of the recruit school was definitely the MRE, URE, and the Stires.
Standing in the shade